This is KSJ News, where you get all the latest from across the world to help with your exam preparations. KSJ India proudly announces the commencement of center batches for offline coaching at Delhi, Vijayanagar, Delhi, Rajendra Nagar, Jaipur, Bhopal, and Indore centers, making sure students' health and safety and also the targeted approach towards UPSC Civil Services examination preparation. Visit www.ksjindia.com for batch queries. We begin with updates related to GS Paper 3. ISRO has completed the development of a synthetic aperture radar capable of producing extremely high-resolution images for a joint Earth observation satellite mission with the US space agency NASA. NASA-ISRO SAR or NISAR is a joint collaboration for a dual frequency L and S band SAR for Earth observation. NISAR will be the first satellite mission to use different radar frequencies to measure changes in our planet's surface less than a centimeter across. Now, what is the significance of this? NASA and Bengaluru headquartered ISRO signed a partnership on the 30th of September 2014 to collaborate and launch NISAR. The mission is targeted to launch in early 2022 from ISRO's Sriharikota spaceport in Andhra Pradesh's Nellore district, about 100 kilometers north of Chennai. NASA is providing the mission's L-band SAR, a high-rate communication subsystem for science data, GPS receivers, a solid-state recorder, and payload data subsystem. ISRO is providing the spacecraft bus, the S-band radar, the launch vehicle, and associated launch services for the mission, whose goal is to make global measurements of causes and consequences of land surface changes using advanced radar imaging. The S-band SAR payload of the NISAR satellite mission was flagged off by the Secretary in the Department of Space and ISRO Chairman K. Sivan on the 4th of March 2021 through virtual mode. The payload has been shipped from ISRO's Ahmedabad-based Space Applications Center to NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory at Pasadena in the US for integration with the latter's L-band SAR payload. Now, how it will work? NISAR would provide a means of disentangling highly spatial and temporally complex processes ranging from ecosystem disturbances to ice sheet collapses and natural hazards including earthquakes, tsunamis, volcanoes, and landslides. NASA added that the mission will measure Earth's changing ecosystems, dynamic surfaces, and ice masses, providing information about biomass, natural hazards, sea level rise, and groundwater, and will support a host of other applications. NISAR will observe Earth's land and ice covered surfaces globally with 12-day regularity on ascending and descending passes, sampling Earth on average every 6 days for a baseline 3-year mission. This allows the mission to observe a wide range of Earth processes, from the flow rates of glaciers and ice sheets to the dynamics of earthquakes and volcanoes. NISAR uses a sophisticated information processing technique known as SAR to produce extremely high-resolution images. Radar penetrates clouds and darkness, enabling NISAR to collect data day and night in any weather. The instrument's imaging swath, the width of the strip of data collected along the length of the orbit track, is greater than 150 miles, which allows it to image the entire Earth in 12 days. Going into some background details, over the course of multiple orbits, the radar images will allow users to track changes in croplands and hazard sites, as well as to monitor ongoing crises such as volcanic eruptions. The images will be detailed enough to show local changes and broad enough to measure regional trends. As the mission continues for years, the data will allow for a better understanding of the causes and consequences of land surface changes, increasing our ability to manage resources and prepare for and cope with the global change. NASA requires a minimum of 3 years of global science operations with the L-band radar, and ISRO requires 5 years of operations with the S-band radar over specified target areas in India and the Southern Ocean. Shifting focus to GS Paper 2, this is in connection with international relations or bilateral relations. The Prime Minister inaugurated Maitri Setu between India and Bangladesh via video conferencing. The bridge, Maitri Setu, has been built over the Feni River, which flows between the Indian boundary in Tripura and Bangladesh. The name Maitri Setu symbolizes growing bilateral relations and friendly ties between India and Bangladesh. The construction was taken up by the National Highways and Infrastructure Development Corporation Limited. Now, what is the significance of this? The name Maitri Setu symbolizes growing bilateral relations and friendly ties between India and Bangladesh. The 1.9 kilometer long bridge joins Sabroom in India with Ramgarh in Bangladesh. The bridge is poised to herald a new chapter for trade and people to people movement between India and Bangladesh. With this inauguration, Tripura is set to become the gateway of Northeast with access to Chittagong port of Bangladesh, which is just 80 kilometers from Sabroom. Prime Minister Modi also laid the foundation stone for setting up an integrated checkpost at Sabroom. It will help ease the movement of goods and passengers between the two countries, provide new market opportunities for products of Northeast states, and assist seamless movement of passengers to and from India and Bangladesh. And now we go back to GS paper 3. This update is in connection with biofuels or energy. India notified the use of E20, a blend of 20% ethanol and 80% petrol as fuel for compatible vehicles. The Ministry of Road Transport and Highways notified the use of E20 and issued mass emission standards for the same. The draft rules were put up for objections and comments in December. The ministry said that final notification was issued after considering the comments and suggestions. During studies, it has been observed that E20 decreases the carbon monoxide and hydrocarbons emissions significantly compared with normal gasoline in two-wheelers and four-wheelers. This according to the ministry. The compatibility of a vehicle with E20 will be defined by the manufacturer and will have to be displayed on the vehicle by putting a clearly visible sticker. As per a report, oil marketing companies are set to procure 283 crore litres of ethanol from mills for blending up to 10% with petrol in 2020 to 2021. This is against 167 crore, 179 crore and 150.5 crore litres in the preceding three supply years and a mere 38 crore litres in 2013 to 2014. The balance supply would be ethanol from fermentation of whole sugarcane juice and the intermediate B-heavy stage molasses. In some more updates related to GS Paper 3, the Integrated Defence Staff Headquarters is giving final touches to its planned Joint Services Training Institutes, which will offer joint training to Army, Navy and Air Force officers in select subjects: intelligence, military law, nuclear, biological, chemical warfare, music and catering are among the subjects in which the officers will be trained jointly. The JSTIs will operate from existing institutes where the services currently train. Now, what is the significance of this and what does this really mean? Each JSTI or Joint Service Training Institute will have one of the three services leading the institute. For instance, the Army will be the lead service for the JSTIs for CBRN and intelligence. The JSTIs for CBRN, music, catering, military law and intelligence have been established. However, the services are finalizing their draft government sanction letter. Additionally, the School of Foreign Languages will also function as a JSTI. The institute, which sees officers of the armed forces from other countries, plays a key role in defense cooperation. That is an important facet of military diplomacy, where expertise in foreign languages such as Mandarin or Russian is critical. Set up in 1948, the School of Foreign Languages was brought under the administrative control of the Integrated Defence Staff Headquarters in 2017. A joint training command for the three services planned earlier, however, may be delayed and is likely to be taken up in the next phase amid greater focus on first implementing the major theatre commands like the air defence commands. Now, what really is the idea behind the JSTIs? In 2016, the government had constituted the Shekhatkar Committee of Experts to recommend measures to enhance combat capability and rebalance defense expenditure of the armed forces. The panel had called for at least 10 subjects: CBRN, military law, music, catering, intelligence and information warfare, along with UAVs, common air defense weapon systems, helicopters, physical training and provost to be offered for joint training at the planned JSTIs. In the defense establishment, helicopters, PT and Provost were put on hold as these subjects have service-specific needs for training. UAVs and others may be offered in the future. And some more updates related to GS Paper 3. As NASA's rover Perseverance explores the surface of Mars, scientists hunting for signs of ancient life on the distant planet are using data gathered on a mission much closer to home at a lake in southwest Turkey. NASA says the mineral and rock deposits at Salda are the nearest match on Earth to those around the Jezero crater where the spacecraft landed and which is believed to have once been flooded with water. Now, what does this really mean and what is the significance of this? Information gathered from Lake Salda may help the scientists as they search for fossilized traces of microbial life preserved in sediment thought to have been deposited around the delta and the long-vanished lake it once fed. A NASA Associate Administrator for Science said that Salda will serve as a powerful analog in which we can learn and interrogate. A team of American and Turkish planetary scientists carried out research in 2019 on the shorelines of the lake known as Turkey's Maldives because of its azure water and white shores. Scientists believe that the sediments around the lake eroded from large mounds that are formed with the help of microbes and are known as microbialites. The team behind the Perseverance rover, the most advanced astrobiology lab ever flown to another world, wants to find out whether there are microbialites in the Jezero crater. They will also compare the beach sediments from Salda with carbonate minerals formed from carbon dioxide and water, a key ingredient for life detected on the margins of the Jezero crater. Samples of rock drilled from Martian soil are to be stored on the surface for eventual retrieval and delivery to Earth by 2 future robotic missions as early as 2031. That's it from our side in this edition of KSG News. Stay tuned for more such short, concise and informative videos to help with your exam preparations. KSG India proudly announces the commencement of center batches for offline coaching at Delhi, Vijayanagar, Delhi, Rajendra Nagar, Jaipur, Bhopal and Indore centers, making sure students' health and safety and also the targeted approach towards UPSC Civil Services examination preparation. Visit www.ksgindia.com for batch queries.